Some things don't work.
Indeed.
Some
Others
things don't
do.
work. Yeah.
Okay, so
you ate made in Ghana rice?
Made in Ghana rice. Do you know, I tried it for the first time not so long ago. The person who cooked it did a great job. It was totally delicious. But she explained to me how much hard work went into getting it ready to be cooked, taking out the stones and all of that. You know, and she also said that she bought a small bag, which that's whatever kilograms. When she buys that same amount,
is that 5 kg?
That's right. When she buys that same amount of the foreign brand, she's able to cook for a certain number of people. But she bought that same amount of the local rice and discovered that it was less than, even though they'd written the same 5 kg on it. So yeah, those were the things she pointed out. But as for the taste, I loved it. It was delicious.
I did. 5 kg. No, they do truffle.
Also, they didn't want 5 kg. No,
I think I tasted
but I think we also have to
Coconut Grove, because I think that's what that's the rice, and I don't know if they still do.
I'm sure they do.
But I think we have to say that now we have enough varieties on the local market.
You should be able to get.
So maybe it depends on the variety that we taste.
They have to be easily available, so that when you enter a shop, just as you see the other rice, you would see the Ghana rice as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Talking about that 5 kg thing, my son came home the other day and asked me, Dad, which one is heavier, a ton of bricks or a ton of feathers?
What kind of question is that?
A ton.
Of bricks?
They should always say, I think.
Charlie?
What did you do?
I was trying to figure out where the trick is, because I knew there was a trick.
About weight, so once the weight is the same.
Charlie, I nearly embarrassed myself. And I thought, a ton.
Yeah.
Each one weighs a ton, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. Yeah. Charlie.
What did he say when you got it eventually right?
He said, you thought too long.
You should have simply asked him. What do you think? Tell me about it.
Oh, that doesn't work with my son.
Because there's a reason why he came to us the question in the first place.
In fact, he doesn't just tell you that, oh, I don't think you know. That's why you're asking me, what do I think? He said that if I was satisfied with what I think,
I wouldn't have asked you. Oh my God.
No, but the thing is that the kids of today, they know the answer. And sometimes I don't know whether they want to, confirm or corroborate the answer.
Yeah, I think it's more.
And sometimes they hear.
Dad knows everything.
They hear conflicting, information from their teacher, from 2 different friends. You know.
Yeah.
So sometimes they want to see what you, their parent, will say, so that they can finally settle on. One way forward. You know, during the Second World War, French women, they were forced to use. Yeah, they were forced to use like whatever fabrics they can find to make clothes, and they were very stylish. They didn't want to let the poverty remove from their style, so they designed some of these wonderful outfits and combinations, like what we are seeing Mama be wearing right now.
They're just trying to figure out.
I don't want to pay a compliment and say she's looking nice. To me, the history kakra awono.
So you're looking nice.
They created the nice high-waisted.
What he had to say what he said before he said what you said. Whatever.
But I told you before we came on. Why is that? Someone you like disgracing me?
So who is going to pay?
I don't know. I think that this enmity that has been created betting
I would say thank you.
NDC and MPP.
Yes.
And the smaller party.
She has given us a tax.
So because of that, I'm voting yes. So that can also contest.
All right, let's do the newspapers, guys. Okay. I've got the Times, the Ghanaian Times, the Business Finder, and the Daily Statesman.
I've got the custodian. I would do Muhammad, good morning to you. You're the editor, managing editor. I've got the custodian. The Daily Dispatch, Ben Efson, good morning to you. This one, I don't know him. I'll keep it. Hey.
We have a long way to go.
I have the Daily Guide and the Daily
As Ghana, yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
But no, as a
so let's begin. I'll do the Ghanaian Times, front page of the Ghanaian Times now. Declaration of independence for Western Togoland. Secessionist leaders flee arrest. 10 people arrested. Citizenship, identity cards, emblems, currency notes retrieved. That's very interesting. It's a serious thing, eh?
Yes.
WAEC withholds results. WAEC withholds results of 753 private candidates Also, state consolidates case against ACP Agojo and 9 others. Major Mahama died of multiple head injuries, according to the pathologist who examined the body. Well, that accounts we brought to you in our JoyNews yesterday. But the Times is also bringing details of that in the paper. In the center spread, well, there's one news story apart from what's on the headline. Scrap upcoming referendum. That's a call by former presidential candidate of the Convention People's Party, Dr. Foster Abu Sakara. Back page, work on Jasekang Dodo Pepeso Road begins. Pokwase interchange completion date extended. Oh, that's my headache. Government has approved 6-month extension request of the contractor working on the $84 million 4-tier Pokwase interchange in the Gan West municipality of the Greater Accra region. This means that the project will be completed towards the end of next year instead of April 2020, the original scheduled date of completion. I have to look for a place to rent.
You know, I think the good thing about this is that because there's physical evidence of you seeing that they haven't completed the work, so take that as a consolation.
No, my consolation was the early 2020. April is, you can deal with it. Charlie, sometimes, hey,
get yourself a side guy who lives in town. You know, there was a lecturer at Legon.
A side guy?
Yes. There was a lecturer at Legon who was offering himself as a side guy. I don't know what they approved, determined about him, but I'm sure he's around.
I need a townhouse, I have to work extra hard to get a townhouse.
That's what the posh people call it too. Townhouse.
Yeah, you should get a townhouse,
Yeah.
Townhouse. Yeah. I'll get there.
On you read.
Charlie, but the road there. Sometimes you are on the road like 9:30 and there is go slow, like heavy. And because it's a major traveling road, there are these big trucks. And yesterday in the morning I was a bit late because there were 2 trucks stuck. And when you're going in the evening, fortunately where I live, we've got a residence platform. So you have 2 options. Either you use the main road, the main interchange. That way, if there's heavy traffic, there's nothing you can do. Or you can use what we have terms, main road or side.
Yeah,
side is you go through, say, the new plan, go through the Achimota Mall, that stretch. So you look at the residence platform and they say, Charlie, main road is bad. Use side. It means people are stuck in there and they're advising the rest.
Mama, I've noticed
that's the only thing that saves me.
I've noticed over the last 3 weeks, we talk about the Pokwase Road each morning.
Do we? Yesterday, I talked about the fact that there was heavy traffic because there were tracks stuck there. And I was just, saying that as somebody who used the road, I was just saying that if you're coming from home.
It's an important road.
Which is,
My point, I think we should mount a protest.
Protest?
With the Residents Association.
Why would we do that?
To compel government to speed up.
Oh. Why do you have some
men? We have some men.
You have some tires you want to burn and you are looking for.
I have some interest in that area. Human interest.
Kojo,
yes,
they come and carry somebody should be rolling there. Let's go on. Let's do. We are not calling for any protests. The Business Finder, front page of the Business Finder. I beg, do alone. We don't have a platform.
Add me to the platform.
No, we don't have a platform. Me and Kojo, we don't have a platform.
I'll show you how.
Government to inject 7.7 billion Ghana cedis into 17 flagship programs in 2020. Importers, exporters against tariff increase. ADB commits 536,000 Ghana cedis to 2019 National Farmers Day. Let me finish off with the Daily Statesman front page. Our insider trade has board approval. PBC officials defend involvement in cocoa haulage business. NDC has abysmal record in road construction, says the Vice President. Over 145 chieftaincy dispute resolved through ADR. That's by way of what's on the front page.
Okay. Who's next?
Me, quickly.
Okay.
The Daily Dispatch has on the front page, Benefson on Ras Mubarak's U-turn. He was reminded of consequences of backing a yes vote. Yeah, the very reason why...
He was reminded like he didn't know?
He was whipped into line. Kennedy...
Some way.
Arthur Kennedy on December 17, 2019 referendum, also on the front page. It's been a while we've heard from him. Turn to page 2 for Stop the Referendum. Abu Sakara, 13-year-old girl held as sex slave over her father's failure to pay bride price 30 years ago, and the story is on page 2 of the paper.
I'm trying to imagine the story. I haven't read it. So what, family
it's at a village in Trepon in the northeast region, detained because of this. And
the man went to marry somebody, couldn't pay the bride price, and a 13-year-old girl, I'm guessing his daughter, was then taken into indentured servitude as a sex slave from age 13. And so I'm guessing she's now 43 or no. The child has now been taken into because 30 years ago the man couldn't pay his bride price.
Who does that?
Which one, the bride price or the slavery?
The bride.
The slave,
Sad.
Well, yeah.
Roland's problem is the bride price, not the slavery.
Oh, my problem is the slavery. Okay, let me do the last one. The custodian has a front page. Baumia quizzes NDC. Where are the roads you built? We also have Ghana's resources worth over $12 trillion, according to the IEA. Economy bounces back under MPP Makosea Sipe, Member of Parliament there. New investor for Buankra Inland Port project soon, promised by the Minister of Transport, but on the back page, Mourinho is back. Back page, Mourinho is back.
Doesn't sound some way like Spurs manager.
15 challenge.
You'll say Mourinho, like it sounds some way.
Which way?
Yeah.
Are you trying to throw shade on Spurs?
Oh, I'm just saying that, like, I don't know. I guess the same way I really wasn't very comfortable with him as Manchester United manager, to be honest. Yeah. Chelsea manager sounded, because for the longest time, he was associated with Chelsea.
Yeah.
I think it's the same feeling
after
with
he
Spurs.
beats Man U, we'll have another look at how the Spurs manager was.
Listen, his only agenda will be to beat Man U and Chelsea. That's all, to make a statement.
Oh.
That one we know. So
see,
whatever he would
agenda.
do, whatever he would do to beat these two teams each time they meet.
No, I'm not sure. I think that he has got certain objectives.
Massa.
What his chairman was
I think it's understandable that he will have, he will have not a grudge. He will have a motivation to beat the teams that thought he wasn't good enough to.
Yeah.
Run them. Yeah.
Just imagine him carrying himself somewhere. As soon as he realizes that it's a done deal, like they won the game, he would just leave before they blow the whistle.
Some drama.
Some catcher, yes.
Charlie,
all right, okay, I have the Daily Guide and the Daily Graphic. And Mama V's husband is
on the front page?
Is on the front page. Banner headline.
Is he?
Mama V's husband. Papa V, boys arrested in his...
Western Togolanders.
Yeah. Papa V.
I hope you're not linking me to what they've
Mama V and Papa V there.
Because, if they're looking for a husband and they can't find him.
85 years old, they were told. He's been arrested. Why are they allowing the man, 85-year-old man, to mislead them?
Mislead?
Well, that's your interpretation of that.
Hey. Mislead?
That's your interpretation.
Is that what they told you?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, you and I were not there. Agojo suffers another setback. Nana pushes Ghana Cocoa in Germany. Go Ghana Cocoa. Nam1 trial on hold is also on the front page. Let's look at the back. Mourinho takes over Hotspur. And CAF chief pledges support for GFA boss. Picture there of Kurtu Kreku with Ahmad. Norte gives back to tennis. And that's Victoria Duwuna in the picture, one of the beneficiaries of Michael Norte's benevolence to tennis. A very thick Daily Graphic is my last paper today. Super thick. I mean, if you like them thick, get yourself a copy of the Daily Graphic. Mama V, what?
Oh, it's like you are selling yourself, Bisano.
Am I thick?
Please go on.
All right. Back to the thick Daily Graphic. GES recruits 14,500 teachers. They will be posted to basic schools. Awesome. All right. Commission to audit churches and finances in offing. Churches' finances, in offing. That's Mr. Samuel Kofi Jamesi, Minister of Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, making that announcement. Fumbisi rice farmers appeal for market. NAFCO goes to their rescue. Details on page 16. Forestry Commission to arm forest guards is a page 26 story. And we can turn to the back, where KMA selected to receive $250 million for development projects, and Pediatric Oncology Unit for KBTH receives medical equipment and consumables are the two headlines there. That does it. So Nana has been pushing cocoa in Germany, and that's always a good thing. You remember I told you yesterday about the state of Pennsylvania? No, I didn't.
No, you did not.
I was talking to someone else. So on my recent trip, I stopped in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I had the opportunity to meet with two of the state senators who are planning a trip to Ghana.
Okay.
So we had a chat, and I don't know if you knew that Hershey's chocolate, which is based in Pennsylvania, they spend $6 billion every year on cocoa at their ports. I'll let that sink in.
As in buying from Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire?
From Ghana.
Wow.
From Ghana. 6 billion. Actually, no. From Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. 6 billion. So.
You mean one company?
Well, yeah, Hershey's is the biggest chocolate manufacturer. There are some smaller ones, but I mean, in the end, it's all Hershey's, really. So, 6 billion. Let's assume that half of it comes to Ghana, 3 billion. How much do we declare as proceeds from the sale of cocoa every year?
Okay, so I'll tell you. You know, there was this conference that we held between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, for which then we decided to have the $400. We said the capitalization of the whole industry worldwide was just a little over 100 billion. The two of us just getting some 5 billion. So your story brings to mind. So we only get 2.5 billion, 2.5 billion between the
total.
Yeah, between the two of us. As proceeds for the year. So we said we were going to make sure that when we have the hedge price, then we'll compare, because we provided, I think, in some majority of cocoa production in the world.
Yeah.
The raw cocoa beans.
So at the moment, we're getting 2.5 billion.
Well, yeah. It's
total.
I think so, yeah. The two
from
of us.
world sales.
That's what we said. The two
so
of us.
How is it that
one company,
one port?
Okay, so let me tell you this. You know that when you take your mind back to rosewood, and even gold and some of the minerals, you know, they do auditing at, or they collect the inventory, and then where the destination port is, they also collect inventory. For rosewood, it was noticed, here we recorded 75 tons, and in China, we recorded 200 and something tons of rosewood from Ghana.
So who's stealing the money?
Well, I don't know. Somebody definitely.
So somebody wrote 75 tons here.
Well, that's what we record.
Yes, knowing fully well that it was 200.
No, not that we know.
Or somebody added
somebody just
it went through other means.
Yeah, it goes through, but they don't record everything.
So it probably went through other means.
You know, that's the problem Minerals Commission had with the manganese.
So smuggling and you know that sort of thing.
Illegally getting it out.
You know,
except
that's the
that because they have proper structures and standards, I guess. So the record is what exactly comes in.
Yeah. You know, that's the problem that the Ghana Manganese Company had with the Minerals. Is it the Minerals Commission? You know, they do audits of what is mined. It just doesn't sync with what is, because when they said there was something wrong with what you said.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So it definitely could be one of those.
All right.
And that is why sometimes when you go and take the international figures, like from CIA and all those websites, the figure is always different from what is recorded in our budget usually, because that's what we have.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave you to get it to sink in, Kojo, because he's not saying anything. He raised the subject, so we'll have to bring you sports. And
who's not saying anything?
Charlie,
I'm trying to do some maths, some small maths.
So whilst you do that,
try to figure out how much we are losing here.
We'll take a breather.
We're making some others.
We'll take a breather. We'll bring you sports, and I guess it's all about Spurs now. Somebody says it's going to bring back happiness and passion into the club and in the game. Why are you looking at me like that?
Just a
we should also bring back some controversy,
just like a fresh bride,
and some rudeness, and these are all the things that make him, attractive.
Short term.
Stay with us.